Okay, so we're joined here by John Stallschmidt, the Master Instructor here at the Tour Academy. John, thanks for having us here. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to see our palace here.
Yes, it is a beautiful place to be. So just a bit of information really on the Tour Academy here. Can you tell us what you do and what facilities you've got here?
Yes, well we have, I think when people hear Tour Academy, a lot of times we hear only the best players in the world can train here, which is not the case. We actually have people that are beginner golfers that come here, intermediate golfers all the way up to Tour Pros. So we really, if you're willing to learn, come see us and we'll get you to play better golf. We do have a variety of technology here. We believe in seeing is believing, if you will. So we film our students. We show them what they're doing correctly and incorrectly, and then we give them recommendations for improvement. We also have two TrackMan here. TrackMan is a launch monitor, and it just gives us a little bit more information that 2D video can't provide. And we're all about really giving the best prescription, if you will, to get better. So I think lots of times, or at least in the past, teachers have taught players based on opinion. Yeah. So what we're doing is giving recommendations based on science.
Yeah. And you incorporate not only the fitting side of things, you incorporate fitness, the TrackMan data, the video. It really is a sort of a whole look at the golfer and the individual based on themselves, really.
Correct. So I think the first thing we do is we identify what the golfer's goals are. If somebody isn't really able to practice because they have, a 9-to-5 job and they're just really wanting to shave a couple strokes, we'll kind of cater to that. But if somebody comes in here and they play the tour, or they're learning, they want to learn to shoot in the 70s on a consistent basis, then it is important to include video, club fitting, and also fitness. So at that point we try to incorporate everything to really give them the best chance to improve.
Absolutely. You've even got a mat system in there as well, which is obviously another level on numbers for the body.
Yeah, we do. So TaylorMade Performance Lab is, we do have one here. TaylorMade's our partner, our club fitting partner, and they do have a mat system, which is really cool because it gives you the 3D component to the golf swing. So they put a bodysuit on and it creates an avatar, and there's 3 different planes of motion that you can see, so we can see it from the bottom view, the top view, the side view. So it's really cool. If you haven't had a 3D experience, it's well worth it. The big takeaway that we see every day is golfers come here, they want to get better. Everybody wants to get better. There's a process that needs to be in place to get better. But a lot of times what golfers think they're doing versus what they need to do really is never the same thing. And the first thing that we hear when somebody sees their swing for the first time on video is, I can't believe that I'm doing that. Yeah. Right? I can't believe that my club's there, my body's doing this. So then we get them in the correct position to allow them to be successful, and it feels weird, right? It feels very awkward, but then when we refilm them and show them, wow, that looks really good, even though it feels weird. And that's really when learning starts. That's when a player can really take it to the next level and start to improve.
Absolutely. And we talk about so much the feel and real is we always use that term, and it really is a lot different to what normally happens, isn't it, really?
Without doubt.
So tour players, do you have any tour players come here? What sort of names do we, I know the viewers at home would love to hear some names, so who do you have come here?
Well, we have Jacksonville and Ponte Vedra, that we do have home of the PGA Tour, so there are a lot of PGA Tour players, LPGA Tour players that come out and practice. Any given day here at the facility, you're going to see players like Jonas Blix lives here locally. They have their own practice area at the back, which is really neat. Jim Furyk is out here from time to time. Of course, Vijay Singh's out here a lot. So it's really cool for our clients to come here from out of town that want to spend 3, 4, 5 days with us to see the other tour pros, how much time and effort they're putting in every day. It's really cool for them to be able to practice really next to those players. It's kind of an unbelievable, surreal experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's very refreshing as well to have a facility like Sawgrass, which is one of the best top 5 courses in the world possibly, and anyone can come here and have a golf lesson. So that's fantastic.
And I think that's something that's really important, because a lot of times when you hear Sawgrass, people think it's private. I can't go over there, it's gated. Anybody can come out. Anybody can come out to the Tour Academy and improve their game. And we have 6 great teachers here, 2 club fitters, and it's a neat experience. We're all pretty laid back, so You don't have to feel like there's a lot of pressure. If you want to come out and get better, this is really the place to do it.
Good to me.
So if for the viewers at home, if they're in the area and they'd like to come to the Tour Academy here, where do they go? Where do they look up?
So the best place to go is touracademy.com. We actually have 3 locations nationwide. This is kind of our flagship location, but touracademy.com is the best place to go, and it walks you through every one of our options, whether you're coming here for a 1-hour private lesson or a 5-day golf school multi-day training program.
Brilliant. Make sure you check it out, guys.
All right then, so actually we can't do a video without a tip camera, Andy. So what we're going to do, we're going to take John out onto the range, and we're going to talk about impact. So we like talking about that a lot, so John's got some real good ideas and cool ideas on that. Let's get out on the range.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're out on the range now. John, we hear it all the time as golf instructors. People come for golf lessons and they really do struggle with impact. It's probably the #1 thing, getting that solid contact with the ball. You know, a lot of people hit the ground before the ball. They don't quite get a solid strike into the ball, get that penetrating flight. I know you've got a real good tip. What is it?
Well, we have a couple of them, but
Okay.
you're absolutely right. And then one of the biggest things that golfers want is more distance. And they're told to hit the ground, but then when they hit the ground, a lot of times it'll actually happen behind the golf ball. And then they're kind of scared to hit the ground ever again. And then they're not able to hit it solid. So this is a pretty simple tip. We call this the 2T drill. So simply what you're going to do, and of course I have a alignment stick here, which I think is also a good thing to do when you're practicing, just making sure you know where you're aligned to the target. So I've got a ball on a low tee right here, and then I've got another tee in the ground, maybe about a ½ inch out of the ground. So really the goal here is to learn to hit down through the golf ball and into the what we call the low point of the golf swing, which is past the golf ball. And that will allow us, if I can hit this ball and that tee, that will allow me to hit down on the golf ball, and I'm going to compress the ball a little bit better. So you want me to show you?
Absolutely, yeah. So you're going to do it in a short shot, a short swing, or a full swing, or how's?
I would recommend when you're working on impact to do it in a short swing, a very short swing. And it's important to, if you've never really felt the correct impact, to get there first. So we call this the preset impact drill with the 2 tees. So we're actually doing 2 things in one here.
Okay, let's see. Talk us through it if you could.
Yeah, see, what you want to do is obviously make sure you get a good grip, and then you want to make sure you get into your good setup. So my posture is good. I have a 9-iron here, so I'd recommend doing this drill with the lofted club, pitching wedge or 9-iron. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to preset impact. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things. Number 1, I'm actually going to take my left hip and I'm going to slide it a couple inches to the left. Then I'm going to rotate my hips. So we have to make sure that the lower body is rotating so that my weight can get into my left side. The last thing I want to make sure I do is actually maintain side bend to the right, so my head should stay behind the golf ball. Lots of times we'll see a player try to get out ahead of it. So we have to make sure our left hip is out, then rotated, head still behind the golf ball, and then finally I want to take my hands and actually move them out in front of the golf ball I'm hitting so that they're over the second tee. And then from there, you can go ahead and make a short swing and actually hit it.
So we call that an impact fix. It's one of the drills that we do all the time.
Preset impact or an impact fix, and I think the benefit for this is it allows the golfer to really feel where impact should be, because so many times an amateur golfer will hit from their back foot and kind of scoop it this way, or get out ahead of it and scoop it this way. And it's certainly not a natural position to be here, because my upper body's back when my weight's left and my hands are ahead, but it's absolutely the correct place to be if you want to hit it solid.
Sounds good to me. Right, okay, let's see, do it. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set up. Left hip, rotate, make sure I'm still behind the ball, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit it.
Good. Beautiful. You can see, just hold there for me if you could actually. So obviously all those positions that you started with the impact fix, getting into the clearance of the hip and the sliding of the hip and leaning the shaft forward, you've obviously then recreated those through the ball. And one good thing about that, when you finished your shots, you could see that you had maintained those positions. And we do that a lot with people. We say once they get through the shot, hold that position, get some feedback for yourself, check, are you there or are you back where you perhaps were before?
Exactly, and that's exactly right. So after you do it, go ahead and hold it for 4 or 5 seconds so that you can feel where you are. And if you're not where you need to be, then go ahead and actually manufacture that. So now you're starting to learn what it feels like to not do it correctly, and then what what it feels like to do it correctly. And you can see that I did hit this tee that was in front of the golf ball, so my club head was working down, and I hit it solid, and I took a divot before the golf ball.
So you can see there that the actual the tee peg that the ball was on is still there, no problem. That wasn't actually hit out the ground. So you've gone ball and then hit the second tee then.
Yeah, and that's going to feel different. It's going to feel, you know, softer in your hands. We all know what that good contact, that good solid shot feels like, and if you do this drill, you're going to feel that a lot more time.
Interesting the height on the shot as well. I mean, you hit that shot around about 30 yards, 40 yards. It didn't really get much above waist height, so that's a good thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of players who, and this is what we see all day long, right? With negative or backward shaft lean, you're actually adding loft to the club face, so you're going to hit it up in the air. So a lot of players are turning an 8-iron into a 9-iron or pitching wedge, where the best players in the world will take an 8-iron and turn it into a 7 or 6-iron with a little bit more forward shaft lean.
Sounds good to me.
So it should go lower. It's going to feel different. It'll feel really good. You know, we've all had that shot that feels really good, and I call that the addicting agent to golf, where we want to have that over and over and over again, and this drill will help you achieve that.
Superb. I like it. Okay, so very, very simple drill there, but that actually really does work. We do that ourselves a lot. Obviously, John, very successful with it here at TPC Sawgrass. Don't forget, go to the website.
Yeah, touracademy.com. You can look at all of our different instructional programs that we teach here. You can see that we're busy today with our teachers and our students, so everybody wants to learn, and it's a great day.
You may well get to see a few tour pros here as well.
That's true, you will.
Right, okay, so now myself and Annie, we're about to go out to the golf course now, onto the stadium course. We're a little bit excited, so make sure you check out that video as well. We may even get someone out there helping us on showing us how to play the 17th, which we might need a little bit of help, and we need probably a bag of balls. Is that okay?
Well, we might get you 2 of those.
Okay, might need that. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Okay, big thank you to John and the rest of the guys for showing us around the Tour Academy there. And a top tip, John, that's definitely going to help people with their ball striking. Now guys, if you're in the local area and you want golf lessons, go and look at those guys. The facilities are fantastic. Yes, absolutely.
Check the course out as well.
And guys, it is the players. Yeah, check the course out, it's not bad. And guys, it's the players. Post your comments down below. Who do you think's going to win? And the score.
Yes, and also guys, if you don't already subscribe to the channel, click the link below for more videos every week, and click here to see our nearest pin on 17, and click here to see our course log. Thanks for watching.